So back in 2012, I decided to get certified as a coach. And coaching was still a little fringe at that time. I know I'm dating myself here a little bit. But it was kind of just starting to have a moment. So I can remember that when I was sitting in trainings, I was next to executives from companies like Honda, Maytag. These bigger companies were just starting to wake up to the fact that real depth of leadership could come through having a coach on staff to really individually work with their employees to help them find more satisfaction in their careers, in their lives. And so they were sending people to learn how to coach. And it was really cool because I kind of had a front row seat to this career kind of really taking off, becoming widely accepted. I feel like it's so different today, even than it was back then. But the decision to take this training changed my life so much. It opened up new doors, new pathways that I really felt called to walk down. And eventually, it led me to leave behind a chapter of my life that, by every external measure, was working. And I was happy, and I was happy with what I was doing. But the hard part was I was feeling called towards something else. I was being guided in another direction. And it was in part excruciating to make the choice to sell my business, to move to another state, because I didn't want to disappoint the people who were counting on me. And I was working with people who were my best friends at the time, who I loved so much. Like I said, I loved what I was doing. So making the or the decision, I should say, to sell my business really truly felt like I had to make a choice between what's in my heart and soul and what I know is right for me and disappointing other people. So, welcome to the Live Your Yes Life podcast. We're going to get into this today and how you might be doing this as well. And I just want to make a quick introduction if this is your first time ever here. My name is Lisa Limata. Thank you so much for joining me today. Twice a month, I am here along with my daughter, Kayla Jetta. She is my business partner, the best business partner a girl could ever want. And we co-lead a company called Rise Leadership Circle, where we do this kind of work. We help entrepreneurs really step into creating a business that funds an amazing life. Because ultimately, what are we doing it for, right? It's about living the life that you are here to live. So let's get into what I have for you today. So not long after I sold my business, made a move, was making all kinds of changes in my life, an author named Glennon Doyle, who you probably know, came out with a book called Untamed. And I remember reading the book, and there's one thing that stuck with me so profoundly from that book. And she said in there, when we are faced with a choice to disappoint others or disappoint yourself, your duty is to disappoint that someone else every time. Otherwise, you're just living an inauthentic life. And I remember just kind of feeling stopped in my tracks like that because I feel like what was modeled for me, what I was taught, whether outrightly or it's just what I saw, was the exact opposite. That we really should be sacrificing ourselves for other people. I think this is especially true as women. I think it's especially true as moms that, we continue to sacrifice so that the people we love can have what they want. And that was so ingrained in me that I had so much guilt for making this choice. So we get really good at disappointing ourselves instead. And we do it in 1,000 little tiny small ways, right? If there's a desire that we have that we don't name, or a truth that we hold inside and we don't speak it. Maybe it's a path we take that we don't take because it would make someone else uncomfortable. When we keep doing that over and over again, that has a real cost to it, right? It's a cost that we tend to kind of just quietly, silently pay on our own. And maybe no one else even sees it. They don't even realize what you're walking through. But every single time you choose someone else's comfort over your own truth, it's not just that you are avoiding loss, like losing that relationship or something. It's just you're deciding in a way like which relationship absorbs the cost of it. Does that make sense? Like either there might be a cost to that relationship. You could lose a friendship. That could happen. Or you could lose your relationship with yourself. You could tune out that inner voice in such a way that it's still there, it's still communicating with you, but you have to numb it down, buffer it away, keep silencing it until one day you wake up and it's like, oh, I'm not really living the life that I feel like I'm here to live. So I'm not telling you the story so that you can go and sell your business. You're probably not, I mean, some of you might be, but you're probably not really sitting on that decision in the moment. But you're probably sitting on some version, right, of not listening to a truth that is bubbling up inside of you, a knowing that there's something you're meant to listen to, there's something you're meant to follow through on. And if you do, it might ruffle some feathers, or it might even create some problems in some relationships. Maybe for you, in some case, it would even end a relationship. Or it might even just be in a tiny, small way. There's a version of you that wants to say yes to something, and you just keep it inside. You just don't make those moves. And so it could even be something like raising your prices, honestly, right? It's just not allowing yourself to truly have what you want because you don't want to have someone not be able to afford your pricing. This is another way that this can happen. And when we do this, it's like our dreams just start to shrink down more and more and more so that it's easier for other people to accept us. So something that I didn't understand back then is that making decisions in order to not disappoint anyone is that what I was doing is I'm just reacting to my life. I'm reacting to this person and that person, and I'm trying to avoid anyone having disappointment. But what I was really doing is I was creating my life choice by choice, but I did not realize I was the one holding the controls. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like we think it's just our truth. Well, I can't because of this circumstance or this person. I can't have what I want. I can't speak my truth because of this. Every single time we make that choice, we are creating our life. But is it the life you want to create? You are holding the controls of how your life unfolds, choice by choice by choice. So, this is one of the leadership paradigms that we teach our clients to live out in their lives. So, not just to learn it and know it, but to actually put it into action and to live it, to make choices in their life, in their business, in their relationships from a place of listening to their inner truth. So, this is not from an ego place. It's not about just having what you want at all costs. It's actually about having the courage to listen to that still small voice inside of you, to what you know is your highest alignment, to what you know is your greatest calling, and have the courage to follow it, to take those steps, even though it might disappoint someone else along the way. So I wish I could tell you that after I'd made that choice to trust myself, to follow my inner knowing, that every decision I ever made from then on, I always chose myself. But that's not true, right? This has been a muscle that I've had to keep building year after year. And honestly, there are still times when I struggle with this, especially when it comes to the people that I am closest to. I don't want to disappoint anyone. I don't want anyone to be mad at me. That is how I'm wired. I am a Cancer rising. And if you know numerology, I've got a lot of that 11-2 energy in my chart, right? It's all about relationships, and it's not easy for me to do this. But what I have learned is that every single time I choose myself, when I choose the truth, when I choose what's in highest alignment for me, it is for the highest good of all. It's the reason I'm sitting here having this conversation with you today. It's the reason I've been able to go into partnership with my daughter and 8 years in now creating a company that I'm absolutely in love with. Get to work with clients who I am so excited to do this work with every single day. But I wouldn't have gotten here had I not been willing to disappoint some of the people I cared about so that I could listen to my inner truth. So here's the thing. When you listen to that inner guidance, it is always getting you somewhere where you are meant to go. And I think this is the question that's sitting in front of you today. If you listen to this, if you got this far, there is something in here for you today. And you don't need a crisis to happen in order to start listening to your own voice. You don't need to blow up your entire life or wait till things are falling apart. You just need to start listening to that still small voice again and deciding, being at a conscious choice of yes or no. So, where are you not giving yourself permission to trust what you already know is your truth? Where are you waiting to hear it from someone else that it's okay, that you can go after what you want, even if it's small? So let's pretend that you and I are in a coaching conversation together right now. And this is the question I'm asking of you today. Okay. So, where in your life are you waiting for permission? Where are you not trusting what you already know? Let that sink in. Sit with that conversation. After this podcast ends today, I invite you to just get honest with yourself. Maybe get quiet, go for a walk, let that voice bubble up. You can even send me a message and tell me, I would love to hear, what is it that you have been pushing down and not giving yourself permission to become, or, what is that nudge that you haven't been following? So, this is exactly the work that we do together, every single work inside of Rise Leadership Circle, inside of our mastermind, The Circle. We didn't build this as a place to learn business strategy alone and leave your soul out of it. We built it because we truly believe that your business is an extension of who you are. And when you deepen into the truth of who you are, your business gets to come along for the ride. So, inside our Circle Mastermind, we work through 12 very specific, life changing leadership paradigms together. We do it live, we do it every single week, and we show you how to actually embody these in your life. So, they're not concepts you're learning and just like, oh, yeah, that's interesting, but you're learning from the lens of practical application. You're applying it in your life, you're letting it shift you. You're having conversations like we're having today, where you're listening to that inner truth and you're taking that courageous action. You're getting coaching in real time with a community who are right there alongside you, who are done waiting for permission, who are making those bold steps and changing their lives in a way that is true for them. So, nothing in what we do is cookie cutter. We're not teaching you modules that you have to follow along with XYZ. It's all about real coaching where you are applying this to your life in real time. You also get one on one coaching inside of our mastermind, and you get business strategy. Yes, we do that too. And you get the kind of accountability that takes your concepts and your ideas and your plans and turns them into actionable, bite size, week after week application. We actually help you plan out the moves you're going to make every single week. So, this is when you get into a container like this, right? The purpose of this is all that abundance that you have been calling in, all the things you've been working for. This is the move that, to me, actually starts to have things flow towards you instead of away from you, because you're aligning on the inside out. And then you're making those practical action steps week after week after week. And you've got one on one coaching to help you with mindset blocks, with the places that maybe you can't quite see that are getting in your own way. So, if something in this episode landed for you, if you feel like you recognized yourself somewhere in my story or in what I shared, the question of like, whose comfort have you been protecting, right? I would love for you to come check out the circle. You'll find the link in the show notes. And also, there is a link to book a call with one of the incredible coaches on our team. You are not going to feel sold to. If you'd like to book a call and just be like, hey, I'm wondering if this is for me, I'd like some more information. You get to be coached on that call. No matter what you choose, you'll leave with an action step that takes you forward. And I just invite you to come and check it out, see what it looks like, and see what so many people are already loving and all of the success that's happening inside of our community. So you can click the link below. And I do want to tell you something special. So in the month of July, right now when I'm recording this, it is July of 2026. We have a bonus where when you come in right now this month, you get 4 additional one-on-ones with Kayla and myself to help you, like quarterly. You get our specific eyes on your business, going deep in a one-on-one with one of us. And if you want to do a pay in full, you get 4 more one-on-one sessions. So really powerful wraparound support. You get tons of personal attention no matter what you choose. And you do get to leave, if you choose it, with a leadership certification, a credential you can share with your clients, because the depth of leadership work, self-leadership, business mastery, all of the things you'll do inside this program, it is going to set you apart from your competition, hands down. Hands down. Even if you're not a coach. I mean, a lot of people in our community are not coaches. It's just a variety of businesses that are represented inside. But because you're doing the inner work, you are going to bring a completely different level to whatever you do. And you will leave with a certification if you choose, and it's at no additional cost as well. So just want to tell you that. I know if it's for you, if you're stuck here this long and you want to check it out, go ahead and book that call. And that's it. I'm so grateful that you were here today. If you stuck with me to the end, thank you. As always, please do subscribe, like, share these episodes, because it really does help us to reach more people. We'll see you next time on the Live Your Yes Life podcast.